We're back at Spa-Francorchamps for the season's 5th FIA Formula 3 European Championship event. And the first of the 3 races, we had some critical situations and also safety car period because of the crash. So it's time for the race director to do his job. Let's have a look behind the scenes at race control. Race control is where all facets of race organisation come together. The staff takes full advantage of its wide range of video and audio monitoring, electronic data and contact with the teams, race officials and everyone who has something to do with the competition.
It's a little bit like a referee in soccer or in football. There are 2 very important issues for us. The first thing is always the safety on track, the safety for spectators, for the drivers and for all personnel we have on track. And the second issue is that we have to observe all sporting regulations. That's why here we manage the race, but we have also to give penalties in case there are infringements to the rules. So yeah, it's like to be a referee.
During qualifying for race 2, an incident attracts Sven Stop's attention. A car has crashed at the exit of Eau Rouge because of the damp conditions.
There was a red flag because one car crashed into the guardrail. That's why we had to stop the race. Then the first point is to see, is the driver okay? That's why we sent the medical car out to see how in which situation is the driver. Then we have to clear the track, and the next step is then to prepare the restart and to see what's going on in the qualifying.
After 5 minutes, Sven Stopper gives the signal for a restart. The track drying, the battle for pole position remained thrilling until the final seconds. Eventually, Gustavo Menses emerged as the fastest driver and claimed his first ever FIA Formula 3 European Championship pole.
I had 2 laps, the tires were quite cold, and I came by the first lap, they said I was P7, so I said, okay, now I go everything or nothing, and we really pushed quite hard, and I think in the end it was 1.2 seconds ahead, so I think it's very strong.
Mitch Gilbert ended up on the last row of the grid. He was the one who had the crash in the qualifying session that caused the red flag.
I think I was stopped on the track, and it's quite, you know, when it's wet, it's quite dangerous there, so I think they did the right thing, you know, to stop.
Due to weather conditions and second qualifying, it was a mixed starting grid for race 2 at Spa-Francorchamps. Gustavo Menses of Van Amersfoort Racing claimed his first pole of the season. Right behind him, Max Verstappen and championship leader Esteban Ocon. It was a good start by Menses, going flat out into the first corner at La Source. Verstappen and Ocon fighting hard for P2, and Ocon passing the Dutchman. The complete field, luckily, through without incident. Menses, really good pace up through Eau Rouge, and Ocon, Verstappen and Brian Meissner following him up the famous hill. Flat out Formula 3 cars, always a sight to behold. The Kemmel Straight, the best zone for overtaking here at Spa, and Ocon attacking Max Verstappen further back. Michel Beretta taking a crash and into Shimakoviak into the tyre wall hard, and a bit too fast even for the cameras to keep up. After lap 2, Menses lost his lead to Max Verstappen and Esteban Ocon, and behind these 3 the battle for 4th place, Cerealis, Brian Meissner, Auer and the 12 car of Toril. It was a very, very busy place to be.
Yeah, I think it was a perfect race from start to finish. I had a really good start and then was doing some smart moves and then just keeping the pace. So I'm really happy to have finished in the top 5 and get my first points.
Good for Tatiana. Gustavo Menses was not only heading for the first points, but also first podium of the season, battling hard with Felix Cerealis for the whole race. Slipstreaming skills absolutely to the fore out there. It was great to see. Nephew of former Austrian Formula 1 driver Gerhard Berger also out there. running third overall in the championship. Well, the fight with Felix Cerealis is getting really tough. Not enough space on the track. Auer touching Cerealis in the chicane. The 22-year-old man from Puerto Rico crashing hard into the tyres. Luckily, nobody was hurt, but safety car needed to be on track once again. Braking too late by Auer. And then a heavy crash as we see it in the replay. Both drivers not at all happy about the situation.
He didn't give me enough space, so we crashed. And anyway, the stewards, they thought he was guilty, so I was right.
No, definitely it wasn't my fault. You know, I think it was more of a racing incident because his car went into the air and flew straight into the track, and obviously his tire caught my tire and almost flipped me over.
After the safety car restart and the fight for victory, once again Ocon passing or trying to pass Verstappen, but there was no way through. 16-year-old youngster fighting like a champ, really feeling comfortable it seems at Spa. And the middle of the bunch of drivers fighting for 6th place. Jake Dennis is the first down the chicane, but behind him, or as 3 cars next to each other, Toril, Brian Meister and the guy from Sweden spinning around, not too happy after starting from P4. Tom Blomqvist and Roy Nissany luckily avoiding a crash and going straight through the corner. Well, a hit for Alex Torres' car, just too hard. Broken rim stopped him close to the end of the race. Finish line of Verstappen taking the race with a small gap, again 0.8 seconds. Ocon finishing second in front of Gustavo Menzies.
Great day. I think we showed a good speed. Only, yeah, my start in the second race wasn't perfect. I dropped the clutch too early. And yeah, after I could control the race. Yeah, of course on the slipstream they come closer all the time, but in sector 2 I could pull away a fine gap, so that was, I think, quite a easy win.
Great results for the Dutchman, Van Amersfoort Racing team as well. P1 for Max Verstappen, P3 for Gustavo Menzies. There's more racing action to come after the break with run number 3.